Welcome to this episode. This is such a good episode because we are talking about what's slowly and silently killing your relationship that most couples and people don't even acknowledge until it's too late. So I want to bring your awareness, I want to bring your attention to it so you do not become one of those people or one of those couples. Or if you get through this episode and you realize, hang on, we are in that position, then what can you actually do about it? Because you do not want to stay in this space. So time for my personal share for today. Lately, or actually just the other day, I was feeling like, there's a lot of work. There's a lot of things going on with my kids and a lot of things happening. And I just kind of wonder, I know it's only January, early Jan still, or mid-Jan, and I'm feeling like a holiday. And so what I actually did in my calendar is I went through and highlighted when there's things coming up, when there's a few days off. We've got Easter's, I know it's not around the corner, but it's coming up. It'll be here before we know it. I have a few things booked in. And so I just went and highlighted those things, even if it was just an extra a day or two off. I went and highlighted them. So when I looked in my calendar all of a sudden looked like, oh, I've got some holidays booked in. Now, why is this important and why is this important for you? It's important because it almost gives you back bandwidth without having to do much. And now I know that sounds really crazy, but it's like just this almost mental trick of, okay, it's not all work. There's some play in there. And if you don't have it in there, you can go and book it in, right? Or just schedule at that time or whatever it might be for you. And be intentional about play and joy and rest and relaxation and having that in your calendar. Because if you don't have it, then that's when we burn out. That's when we get frustrated and angry and cranky at our partner. That's when we start fighting over things that we shouldn't really be fighting over, just silly stuff, right? We get frustrated. We're just not the best version of ourselves for our partner or for our kids. So it can be such a simple hack, like doing something like that can make such a difference in your life. So don't just focus on all of the work stuff or the tough stuff. Shift your focus and go, great, what's actually good? What's looking good in my calendar? What's fun that's coming up? What can give me some energy now? Because I know that if I've got something booked in advance, I have energy now, even if that thing is in 3 months' time. I'm excited about it now and can have all that excitement energy leading up to the thing itself. It's not just the thing that we book in or the holiday or the retreat or whatever it might be. It's that excitement period leading up to knowing you've got that coming. It's like this exhale that you give yourself. And then if you put it visually and you highlight it and you can see the breakdown of your calendar and how you've got these breaks and rests scheduled in, or this fun time or playtime or this connection time with your partner, it makes such a difference. And I'm not talking about dates. Yes, they should be already scheduled in. There's heaps of content I've got on that already, but I'm talking about deeper, maybe 1 or 2 nights, maybe 3 nights, maybe a more restorative situation, a little bit longer where you can actually get good sleep, good connection, good time to talk. And so that's something I've actually done for myself and my partner and our family is what's that going to look like for us this year? What's it going to look like on family holidays? And when I don't even mean holidays, it doesn't even have to be we have to go anywhere, but it could be just when do we have that time of maybe we're going to go to the beach that day, or that rest and family time, that creating memories time. And then the same with my husband and I. When do we get that time? Because if we don't be intentional about it, I promise you it will not happen. I've gone in and I've booked them in. I've highlighted them. They're in both of our joint calendars. Things are set. And I've really set the first half of the year. I'm still looking at the second half of the year, but just do it in small increments. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be huge, big things that you're doing. It can be really small things. It can be just day trips. It could be anything. It could be camping. It could be one night away local. And you don't even have to leave. It could be 20 minutes away, but you feel like you're in a different environment with a different space. And that gives you energy, gives you creativity, and it gives you the ability to connect deeper with your partner. So that's what I've personally been doing and working on, which is one of my favorite things to do, honestly. And I think it's one of the best hacks that you can do to set your year up for success. So I just wanted to share that one. But today's episode is about the hidden factor, or the silent thing that's killing your relationship. And so I actually did a Instagram post about this the other day and it went crazy. So many saves, so many shares, so many views. And I was just like, okay, this is clearly something a lot of people are experiencing. And I mean, I know it is. I talk to so many couples about this, that sometimes we think in relationships, if we don't lie, we don't cheat, we don't do any of the big stepping outside of the boundaries of the relationship, then our relationship is all good. Wrong. Flat out wrong. It is not good. There is so much more to having a healthy, happy, lasting relationship. Much more. So I want you just to think about this, because I don't want you to be caught off guard in your relationship. So what we often find is that the slow burn actually kills more relationships and sneaks up on so many. And then they find themselves discussing divorce and all of this stuff. And they're like, how did this happen? They know how it happens, emotions, but how did it get there? And sometimes they are genuinely mystified. Sometimes they're genuinely confused as to how we got there. I want to talk to you. What is the slow burn? So it is when you have hundreds of conversations or fights that go unfinished, unresolved, and there's just no resolutions for days, weeks, months, or years. Then the hurt, the resentment, and the pain builds. And it gets a bit bigger each day. Like it just builds upon itself. And so here's the real kicker with the slow burn. Sometimes you've got a week of feeling great in your relationship and then 2 bad weeks. And then it just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating the same cycle. Maybe the duration shifts and changes a little bit, but basically it's the same cycle again and again and again. And you really want to break free of it. Like you're done of it. It's exhausting. You've had enough of it. And you think on those good weeks, you're like, we're getting somewhere. This is going to be great. We're like on track. It's going to be great. And then the bad weeks hit again. And ultimately you never actually break out of this. I see couples in this cycle a lot when they first come to me. You want to break free of it, but you have no idea where to begin. And you've tried things, right? You've thought about it. You've tried different ways of approaching it. You've tried all of the things, but honestly, you're fighting, you're sniping at one another, you're being cranky, and you're angry so much that you no longer even care if you spend time together. And small stuff really just ticks you off. And this is how so many relationships end in divorce. For most, it's not an affair or a lie or addiction. It's a slow, painful compounding effect of hurt, pain, resentment, and anger. You feel so emotionally worn out, you don't even know how to get back to feeling good or how you're going to spend time together. Because when you do, you fight, or you're worried it will end in a fight. And I see this all the time. But I want to let you know there's so many ways you can stop the cycle and the pattern and resolve these past hurts so you don't keep looping. So you don't keep going over and over the same thing. If you feel like you are in this cycle and you feel like you don't know how to get out of it, you want to stop living as roommates, you want to stop fighting, you want to reconnect, all of these things, you absolutely can. So there are things that you need to do to work through this. So talk about them now. So the things you need to do to work through them is 1, identify them, which is kind of what we're doing here. So if you're internally in your mind or saying it out loud that, yes, I think that's us, or I think that we're definitely in that pattern, identify it. Maybe even if depends on where you're at, maybe even talk to each other about it. Do you feel like we're in this pattern? What's going on? Why do you think we're in this pattern? Identify it. And then 2, seek help. So moving past resentment, hurt, and pain is no easy thing. And to be honest, I haven't really seen anyone when they get into this cycle and they've been in this cycle for a while, do it on their own. You need help because there are specific things and actions and strategies specific to the certain type of hurt and pain you're feeling to move through it, right? It's not like here's the strategy for everyone and it's all going to work for everyone. I wish, but it's very specific and unique to you and your partner and what you can both do as well while you're healing from that hurt and that pain and that cycle, so you can support each other, right? To move forward, so you don't have to keep going over that. So you can actually look forward to the future. So you actually feel the connection, love, and joy from one another. And then the next part, once we've healed resentment, hurt, pains, and things like that, we've closed conversation loops, we've closed disagreement and argument loops, we've got practical actions and things in place that you can both do to support each other through this phase. Then we go to the fun part where it's reconnecting. And so there are specific exercises, specific things that you need to do as a couple to reconnect. So a lot of times couples, and even good couples, right? Something will happen, we get annoyed, we get frustrated, we get ticked off, we get hurt, whatever. Our walls go up. So our invisible emotional wall will just go up. And then the partner will come along and we try to connect. And it's like they're hitting a wall and they're like, you can't see it, right? It's invisible, but it's, oh, okay, we can't connect. And then you have another fight, another wall goes up. You have another fight, another wall goes up. So most people are behind hundreds of invisible walls, and this is why you cannot connect. So it's interesting because a lot of people say, well, we've lost our connection. You haven't lost it. It's still there. You're just not currently experiencing the connection, which I think is an extremely important distinction. You haven't lost it, you're just not experiencing the connection right now. So we need to remove those walls in order to re-experience the connection. And then sometimes there might be some more nuances to this depending on your circumstances and things like that. But then number 3 would be really proactive habits and things in place. So what does it look like to get each other's needs met, wants met? What would it look like to have these positive habits on autopilot so you can stay connected even when you're busy, even when you feel like ships passing in the night, that you still stay connected, that you still have good communication, that you still have all of these things in place, then when life throws you curveballs that you're able to deal with them. And we also put things in place for that. You also have proactive things in place. So you know how to resolve things on your own. You know how to communicate on your own around what you're thinking, what you're feeling, if something's not being met. And you know there's a specific structure and a specific way to do this for each couple that's unique to them, that works for their strengths and weaknesses, that fits in their lifestyle. So it's very, very customized, very specific to you and your partner and how you can actually move forward in your relationship. Now, honestly, couples that are experiencing the slow burn often as well are inundated with responsibilities, distractions, and life is busy. You want to fix it all, but it's really hard when you're in your environment. It's really hard when the kids are asking you a million questions. It's really hard when you've still got to be responsible. You've still got to be the adult. You've still got to go to work, you got to clean the house, you got to cook or do all the things, right? And sometimes you think maybe we should get away from all this so we could talk, so we could heal our relationship. And it's a great idea. And this is honestly why I've created my couples counseling retreat, because couples don't spend time together. They are full of distractions when they're together. They are full of like the responsibility. Like we can see the dishes over there while we're having the conversation. We can see all the things we haven't yet done. So we're not fully present. And one of the biggest things couples can do when they're feeling this slow burn is get out of their own environment, get guidance, work through these steps that we've spoken about, which is what I do in my reconnect method as well, and have the time, the space, and the tools and the guidance to move through this. So the couples counseling retreat is created because it's an immersive experience. It's over 3 hours. You can save your marriage in 72 hours and really have an action plan, a game plan of what to do when you get home. So it's to help you reconnect, stop feeling like roommates, save your relationship. Honestly, save your relationship with your kids too, if you've got kids, because nothing is harder on kids than divorce. So do all you can do, right? Learn all the skills, do it now. Don't be like some couples or people that I hear about years and years down the track that want their relationship back, but it's too late. Take action now, rebuild your relationship, stop the slow burn, because the slow burn it's interesting as well. I just wanted to note on this one thing. It's the frog analogy. You know, when the frogs, they did this research and the frogs were in the pot and say the pot was cold. So that's fine. The frogs are in the pot. They're all happy. Then they turn the stove on and it gets warmer and warmer and warmer and warmer, but only gradually, right? Like just over time, it just gets hotter and hotter. Now the frogs can jump out of that pot at any point, but because it's so gradual, they don't even notice. That is exactly what the slow burn is doing to you and your partner. You're in the pot, it's getting hotter and hotter slowly that you don't even notice, that you don't even take action to do something different, that you don't even worry about it because you just think, oh, I'll get it better eventually. It's just a phase or whatever. But the phase has lasted like 5 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years. And eventually you do start to notice, but you're all of a sudden way too hot. You don't know how to get out of the pot. This happens time and time again to couples, and it is the silent killer in marriages. So please don't let that be you. You can go below and book a free reconnect call. We'll have a chat about the retreat, see what's going on for both of you, put a unique plan in place for you both so you can move your relationship forward. That is the key, is to actually start moving your relationship forward. Let's get you out of the pot. Come and experience a luxury couples counseling retreat on the coast. It is beautiful and it is a game changer to save your marriage. So go below, book the call, and I'd love to hear from you and let's have a chat to get you back on track.